It's your boy Sima, your boy Ronto, and we got a special guest in the building. Tell the people of your name.
Dulanji, Jinadasa.
Let's clap it up for it. And this is Baby Gets Better Podcast. I'm your host Sima, like I said. I love, trying to start off the intro different, getting people on their toes and stuff. But without further ado, tell us about yourself.
Let's start. Born and raised in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Moved to Canada when I was 13 initially, and then more permanently at 16. A proud immigrant.
Okay.
I come from a tech background, so I went to Ryerson, formerly known as Ryerson, now TMU, for computer engineering.
Okay.
And I've been in the tech space full time since 2017. Before COVID, I was also, in addition to the tech space, I did a lot of work in the nonprofit space and e-commerce and food delivery and things of that nature. And then when COVID hit, all of that took a pause because nobody knew how to operate themselves within COVID.
COVID was crazy.
Yeah. And so that's when I got into photography and art. So that's where I'm at.
Wow. So you don't do regular art. You do art with food, which I found very interesting because we met at the, what was it called? The Trace art exhibition not too long ago. And once I saw your art, no one else was doing that, which I found very cool.
It stood out a lot.
Yeah, it definitely did. So, like, when and how did you start using food in your art? Like, is this your first medium that you actually used?
I would say so, yes, but it didn't start as art. So like I said, in 2020 when COVID hit, I was kind of lost with what to do with my life. And then my brother at the time was doing portrait photography as a side gig. And so he got a client who was who had started a home baked delivery business. And he'd never worked with food as a main subject either. And so him and I kind of tag teamed and did the shoot. And the client ended up really liking the photos. And I ended up really liking the process of it. And I'd never done food styling before. And so that was, I would say, like my introduction to the world of food photography. And then from there on, I just started baking. Also hadn't baked a whole lot prior to that. Like I baked a couple things, but I didn't know like the nitty gritty of it.
Cookies and muffins.
Yeah. Get like the batter mixtures from No Frills and like bake it on my own time, and then I'd get my brother to do the photos because I didn't know how to work the camera. And then that went on for a couple weeks, and eventually his schedule and my schedule didn't align, and I didn't want to wait around for him to be free. So I got him to teach me the camera, and then I just kind of took it from there. And I would say within a few months, I did get kind of bored of the process because food photography, it is creative, but it's essentially you just kind of take a food, put it in front of a backdrop, and then style it using pretty much the same techniques. And then take the photo. And I wanted something a little bit more challenging, so that's why I was kind of thinking like, okay, what else can I do with the food? And then slowly over time, I ended up working with brands, and one of the first brand gigs, it was like a Halloween campaign, and I was making like monster burgers for them.
Cool.
And I ended up like cutting like a slice of cheese into like monster teeth. And in that moment, I was like, oh wait, I don't actually have to use the food as they come from the store. I can actually cut it, which is like a really simple thought. But I was like, oh, I can actually cut it and like bend it and twist it and like play with it. Yeah. And that was kind of the moment of realization of like, oh, okay, cool. Like I can actually take something that's already there and like take it to a place that people won't expect, and then just kind of snowballed from there.
You brought some pieces with you then.
I did.
Can we show them? Oh yeah, that was one of those.
So this is two here. So this one's an avocado on a bench press.
That's very cool.
And this is a banana Netflixing on a bed. This was part of a series called If Food Were Alive. Essentially, the take on it was, it started off not like this. It started off with me trying to build a series about self-care, and I was trying to figure out like, you know, what do people do to take care of themselves. And before I moved into using the food, the avocado and banana as the main characters, I took like a pizza mozzarella cheese block and I cut out like a human shape, and the humans were supposed to be in it. And I did the whole series, hated how it looked. It wasn't speaking to me. And at that point I was like, okay, what else can I make? How else can I change it in a way that it still connects with who's looking at it, but also kind of keep it playful? And then one thing led to another. I ended up with food, and I was like, okay, why don't I just give the food a personality? So I added the faces.
Yeah. You know what's cool about that is when you look at it, you start to see what food is what.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the weights are zucchini, I believe, or eggplant?
Eggplant, yes.
Eggplant, right?
You know what I like the most about this one in particular? You see the shell, it's his stomach.
Yes.
Right? So it highlights like you're using certain aspects of the fruit or the food to like highlight certain human features. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Like the banana peel is it's supposed to be the person's like clothes.
Yes.
Which is like so dope. I don't know if you ever like see like commercials where food's moving around in like stop motion. That's like literally as I'm looking at this, like I can kind of visualize it moving. Just from
that's really cool to hear your perspective.
Is the gym bag pepper?
Yeah, it's a pepper.
See?
That's
So it's really fun that you guys are guessing it correctly.
It's dope.
Wait, so what was the bench made out of? Chocolate?
Chocolate. You can see the chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then what about the water bottle?
It's candy snakes. It's like a little. Do you know what those are?
It kind of reminds me like a little.
It's really sweet, like a. It comes in that shape.
I know what you're talking about.
It comes in different colors: blue, yellow.
Yeah. And then for the bed is bread.
The hot dog buns. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hot dog buns, crackers.
Yeah, graham crackers.
Yeah, that's dope.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the things I try to do is I want to make sure that whoever's looking at it can also identify the item. So when so like the other part to this is once I built the system of, you know, what the main scene, the photography then comes into play. So I need to work with like the camera angles to make sure that everything is captured in a way that you can see everything and that you are able to identify what the item is. So I'm glad that it worked.
yeah, for sure. So, how would you say art has changed your life?
I think it changed my life again during COVID. It was one of, I think, the most craziest times that I've been through in my life, with the isolation and, you know, everything else that came with it. So up until that point, I had launched a nonprofit and I was operating it, and that was like my baby. It was everything I ever wanted to do. It was going well, and I was partnering with, you know, community centers and places around the city. It was great. And then all of a sudden in 2020 I had to start canceling all of the events starting in March, and that was really soul crushing because I didn't know where to go from there. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have another plan. Like that was going to be the thing that was going to work for me. And then for the next 3 months I was just kind of sitting, laying around, you know, gaining pounds, and it wasn't fun. And when I discovered food photography, I think it was, at first, it was more of a distraction. You know, like when you see the news and you're like, oh, I don't really want to watch the news, let me just grab my camera type of thing. But then eventually I realized that it gave me a lot of structure at a time when structure wasn't the norm during that time. But yeah, I think it was so accidental, but it was kind of the best thing that happened to me.
It sounds like you
during that time.
Stumbled onto your passion.
Yeah, I have always been into the creative space. Like I used to draw as a kid, and I did like a lot of drawing competitions. So that was always there. But I mean, did I ever think that at this age I'll be working with food? No. So it was a passion that I didn't even know I had. I just kind of fell in love with the process.
Enjoying the journey and falling in love with the process. I feel like that's so precious to have. How has social media helped you on your artistic journey and challenged you?
It's done both, for sure. It's helped because I think if there was no social media, I don't really know that I would put my art out. Like I would have a space to put it out, and I don't know that I would even, you know, be doing any of this. So in that sense, it's helped a lot. It's also helped me connect with a lot of incredible other artists and brands. I've gotten to work with some incredible brands over the last 5 years, which has just been such a dream. And then, there's also money that comes with it, which is also great.
It's all about the money.
It's not all about it, but it's a byfactor, which helps a lot. But it's also been challenging because of the metrics, which I'm sure you guys understand.
Yeah.
You put your heart and soul into something, and then you put it out into the world, hoping that it will connect with somebody. And then this little app on your little device tells you that it doesn't because you only got like 5-7 likes.
Yeah.
And then that kind of becomes your whole identity for that day, for the week, for the month. And so I've been in that space a lot. Because I think ever since like they changed the algorithm, it's been it's been a struggle for a lot of people. Anyone that's in the creative space, right?
Yeah.
So, I still continue to put my art out, but it hasn't been getting as much traction as I would want it to. But I think that's part of the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But,
And you said it's a part of the game, and you never know who views your art and actually appreciates it, right? Like sometimes you gotta just put out content and put out art just to. Just in case somebody actually like it, right?
Sometimes all it takes is one person, right? If the right person sees it out of the 7 people that liked it, it's golden.
Yeah.
And like you're always just like one something away from your dreams. I like to think it's one meeting, one like, one decision, one interaction, one email. So
one DM. Yeah. But you mentioned collabs, like brands coming to you and doing collabs. What is a collab that you would want in the near future?
I have a few different ones. I would love to be able to like sell one of my art to somebody really famous or big. Like one of these or something like a new commission or something of that nature. I made like these chocolate portraits. Like I painted portraits of like Drake and Gordon Ramsay and
with chocolate?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a fridge?
Yeah, it was a fridge. I actually have like magnets here. But I painted those and like I've been in their DMs a lot ever since I did it, trying to get their attention, but it hasn't worked. But I'd love to kind of like turn these into magnets with like funny quotes. I don't know if they're funny, but but yeah, those are all painted with like dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. And if you read the quote, it's like his song. But
running
like,
through the fridge with my woes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Yeah,
I see what you did.
I like this though.
You added the food aspect to it.
Yeah, another one here.
You use
That's
so much
scary,
oil, the
sure.
U.S. wants to invade the plate. Okay. No, I like these. You can't make gourmet moves with fast food focus. Ooh, that's a bar.
Yeah,
That's a bar.
Not creative.
But yeah, I'd love to like kind of hopefully sell something to one of these people or somebody big. That's one of the things. But I think other than that, like I would love to kind of work on a project that blends.
Now that really looks like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is cool.
Yeah, I was trying to say like I would love to like kind of work on something that blends both like creative work but also like philanthropy. And I wouldn't necessarily care if it's like for a big brand, as long as I can like kind of make an impact. I don't know what that would look like because I am incorporating food at the end of the day, but maybe I can like manifest a new piece that could fit into that world of to give back to the community. But that's one of the dreams.
Gotta put it out there.
Yeah.
It's on the way.
Yeah.
What would you think the world would be like if there wasn't any art?
That's a good question. I think the world can survive without my art, but I think art, in the sense, art is in everybody's life, even if you're not an artist by profession. We use art every day. Art is in the music that you listen to, the books that you read, and the posts, the photos that you post, the podcasts that you listen to, and all the things, the media that you consume. And so I think art is what we use, even when we don't realize it. Art is what we use to kind of art gives shape to our feelings, and it's what we use to communicate and connect and make sense of the world. So I think if you kind of take that away, there's really nothing
There's actually a movie out there that, like, the premise of the movie is that it's a society with no art. It's a Christian Bale movie. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie right now. We'll probably put it somewhere, but yeah, it's like a really dope movie. And, like, the premise is that, like, they're in a futuristic world where there's no art, and if you have art, you get arrested and then you execute.
I feel like I watched that.
Yeah,
I don't think I watched that one.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but I watched it.
So
maybe.
art in that context is like physical art?
Yeah, physical art. Like, I think they had, like, in the opening scenes, there was a picture of Mona Lisa that they were hiding. Like,
Yeah.
and there's like this like police system where if they find you with art or showing emotion or anything that will make you seem like you're standing out, they'll arrest you for it, and then they'll execute you. So it was getting to the point where, well, they implemented this just because they, like, one of the things about being a human being is freedom of speech, expression, all that stuff, and that's what they thought caused all the wars and famines and all this stuff. So they try to eliminate that.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
so they're trying to police it and outlaw it, and what that would do is cause a rebellion, right? So it's an interesting movie. If I could find the movie, I'm gonna let y'all know. But
yeah, I'd love to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's like a old, I think it was like either late 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah.
But it's a really good movie. Like, tone, everything is like action packed too.
Yeah, I feel like I watched it. It sounds very familiar.
I forgot the name of it. I think it's like Equilibrium or something like that.
Yeah, we'll let you know. People.
Yeah.
We'll let you know. So yeah, we can actually move on. You're gonna show us how the magic is made.
So the movie was called Equilibrium. I was right. It came out 2002. Sorry, 2022. A lot of twos. Yeah, that was a Christian Bale movie. So check it out if you haven't seen it already. I think it's on Amazon Prime. So yeah, free promo.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, okay, so we are going to be making a little bedroom with food.
Yeah.
I'll start assembling and kind of, as I go through it, I'll tell you what it is, but you guys will probably guess what the food is. But these are King's Hawaiian bread. So I'm it comes in like...
All this.
Okay, cool. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
So it comes in like this, and then just cut it in half. And... that way?
Yeah,
Okay. So this is the bed rest and the mattress, and then we've got an omelet.
Bed sheet?
Yes, this is the bed sheet. So this is 2 eggs with milk. Turn it into an omelet, and this would go on top. And then we've got the pillows. So the pillows will be marshmallow. So we're gonna go with 4 pillows, 2 big ones and then 2 small ones. So the marshmallows, I would just kind of take it and I would flatten it where I needed to kind of get the shape. And when I'm doing this, I kind of have the camera set up as well in front to see it live and to figure out what kind of shape I want. Because just me putting it down won't really look good for the photo. So I need to work with the camera and the lighting and all the things. So there's a lot that comes into play as I'm making this. But just for the purposes of showing, I'm just gonna put these in place.
We're gonna get the idea, yes.
Yes.
How long would you say it takes you to do all this stuff? With the camera, lighting, and all that stuff?
Depends on what I'm building, but the avocado that I showed earlier, that one was a full day for the final shoot. From I start at 10 o'clock in the morning and it'll go all the way till the end, and that includes the test iterations. Sometimes the chocolate bench press that you saw, it won't hold, it'll collapse. So then I need to figure out what do I need to support it. But I also want to make sure the things that I used to support aren't showing on camera. So it's a lot of I need to be thinking about 15 different things, and then also the colors of the items. So
it sounds like a lot of preparations.
Exactly, yeah, and it won't go right the first time. The colors come into play, so there's color theory where I'm using colors that complement and contrast each other. So I could easily bring in pink to something like this, but it won't work. So there's a lot of that thought process as well, and the textures that work. And then post-production is a whole nother beat. So that happens the next day or the next week.
Yeah.
So it's a process.
And then you really have to get the right angles.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll show you the final photo. I don't have it printed, but it is on my account.
Okay.
But yeah. So the placement and everything, it really depends on like the angle that I'm shooting it at. So these are the big pillows, and then for the mini ones, I'm using the mini marshmallows, and then I would just like flatten it. So when you flatten it, it turns into like a little rectangular shape. And
Okay. Sure.
and then we're doing a little side table. These are lit chocolate pieces. So I've broken the slab into 4 different pieces.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark chocolate. You don't like dark chocolate? I hate milk chocolate. I don't hate it. I can eat it, but would I go out of my way to eat it? No.
So what is it about dark chocolate that you like so much? Because I find that dark chocolate is very...
I like anything bitter. I was gonna say, I can't like drinks. I need it to be bitter. I don't like sweet drinks. No. I mean, I could do it.
So you think black coffee though?
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, wow.
That's the only thing I can have. Black coffee and like soda water.
I don't do sugar in my coffee. I used to do double when I like first discovered coffee way back. But I don't do sugar in my tea. No. I like chocolate cake or anything. Yeah, anything bitter.
I gotta get rid of the sugar, but I love it. It's an issue.
You know what it is? Sugar's in everything. Everything that we eat, sugar's in there.
Okay, so for this one, I kind of have to go from the other side.
Yeah, so
if that's cool.
So I can sort this out for you.
Yes. So typically, I don't have honey or icing with me, but typically to like glue things like this, I would use icing, and then I would keep it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then it'll kind of hold. But right now, I'm just gonna assemble it.
The same thing I'll put my name on the back.
There you go. Okay, so that's a side table. Again, so there's a lot of iterations before figuring out the Lindt chocolate would work.
Yeah.
Because I went with like the no-name chocolate, which is a tinier piece. It doesn't really work because it has a lot of lines on top, whereas this is a larger surface. So there's that thinking process that goes into it as well.
Okay.
And then, so these are, I'm good here, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so these are gummy bears, which I would use for a little decor on the side table as like a base.
Also like the alarm clock or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Or it could
So
be like
I'm gonna,
a lamp.
Yeah, a lamp, or I'm gonna put cilantro on top to make it look like a plant.
Oh, cool.
So add some greenery. So that's another thing. Like anytime you add green, it's like a pop of color. Yeah, so I can use any of these. Cilantro, curly parsley.
I was gonna say parsley and cilantro.
Yeah.
The thing with parsley is that and cilantro they look so much alike. The only
I get
real
it mixed
way,
up all the time.
see, the only real way you can tell the difference is if you smell it, and also like just like a subtle detail.
Okay, chef. Okay.
Oh wow, you're a chef.
Yeah.
I'm talking to a chef. Alright, so I would just drop like a curly parsley right there. And then we've got a little mat to go with for the ground. So there's some detail on the ground, so it's not just plain. I'm gonna use chocolate wafers for those. So it's just kind of.
So do you like start eating when you get hungry?
There's a lot of eating. There's a lot of eating. There's a lot of eating. So for this, you could use like a graham cracker or like anything that like works as a mat. I wouldn't go with anything that. So like I am trying to maintain like a color palette also when I'm making something. So if I add like I said, pink or purple, it's not really gonna work. So you kind of keep that in mind as well.
Okay.
So that's that. And then lastly, we're gonna do a little fan. So for the fan, I'm using mushroom. So it's like a full mushroom.
Yeah.
And then I take a bigger mushroom and I cut it into little pieces like this.
Okay.
and these are like the you know how the fan has like
Yeah, the
arms.
what do you call it? Yeah, the arms. Yes. So I'm gonna take toothpicks, and that's the other thing. I use a lot of toothpicks for a lot of my work. Yeah, it helps hold. It's tiny enough that it won't make anything too prominent on camera.
You're probably a regular at the dollar store, buying toothpicks all the
Oh
time.
my
or
gosh, yes, yeah.
or like,
Yeah,
what's
these
the,
run out really fast.
or the grocery store.
Yeah, I do end up at the grocery store a lot. Like to figure out ingredients, I'll literally like I'll be one of those weirdos that like walk around like aisle to aisle. Be like,
figure it out.
or I'm like touching all the lemons or like what has the best shape.
Oh man.
So I would take these
No, you're good.
and then I'll just try to stick it on.
But this is actually a first. Like having a live demonstration of art is actually a first. This is like exclusive.
Chisholm. No frills, we need a sponsorship right here.
Come on, man.
Come on.
So I'm just gonna do 3 pieces.
That's close.
And
You
then
ever heard that show, Art Attack?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
this
yes,
is like
yes.
a live Art Attack
this-
one.
Yeah.
I have this little thing. This also helps with a lot of my work. With like holding, so you know how in the avocado, like the weights.
Mm-hmm.
It's being held by these. So I have a chocolate stick that's sitting on these, and then I edit out the little pointy part that shows on camera. So this is like part of my typical setup. And then,
So what editing software do you do? Like Photoshop, Illustrator?
Lightroom.
Okay.
I do Lightroom for like the basic edits, like exposure, the colors, and all those things, and then I'll export it into Photoshop for like cleanup and all the things. But I would try to get it mostly right on camera and leave like minimal edits for post production because I want to make sure I don't want to mess with the realisticness of the food. I want the food to still show as the food. But yeah, sometimes there's a bit of cleanup for sure.
So, with AI being a prominent thing in society right now, and
Yeah.
AI art being like a focal point with a lot of images on social media, how do you feel about that? Like, how are you gonna feel like when somebody says, "Yo, is it your art AI?"
Yeah, that's been a struggle when it first came around. I literally went on my Instagram and like edited all of my captions to say this is not AI. That's how affected I felt. But what I noticed was that when brands would reach out for work, in their contracts now would say no AI.
No AI.
And like they really AI, I mean, it is great in some sense. I know that Photoshop, for example, now has implemented AI tools in it, which works great for post-production. But when you're putting something out as a piece of content, you want it to speak to whoever's looking at it, and I don't know that AI would do that. And so I think that's why brands are still very much on, let's make something that's real.
Yeah.
So it hasn't affected like the brand work from that point of view, at least for me. And so, yeah.
Okay, that's good because like I said, it's being so prominent now that you see AI art everywhere, like AI images and stuff, and it's like people now are saying it's so hard to tell what's real and what's AI.
Yeah.
I've seen some like recipe photos where it is AI, and you can tell like there's like some of it if they don't do the best job, you can see like some mishaps here and there. But no, you're right. Some of it you can't really tell, and I think it is what it is. But AI's been around for long enough at this point, and artists are still around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has some time to like perfect itself.
Yeah. So this is a fan. And then for the photo, I usually use like a remote shutter.
Okay.
So I would hold it with my hand, and then hit the remote, and that's how I kind of take the photo because I wouldn't let it stick from the thin air. But yeah. So this is the final. Again, a lot more goes into this than what I'm showing here.
Yeah.
So it might not look exactly as how I would want to look in the final product right now, but yeah.
So for this one right here, how would you like add the human aspect? What would you use?
So part of this is what I use for the banana Netflixing. So I brought in the banana here, but instead of the omelet, because the banana also is yellow, and then if I use the omelet, it just doesn't contrast. So for that photo, I use rice paper as the bed sheet, which also helps me add wrinkles. Like with this, I can't really add wrinkles, but when somebody's sitting on a bed, there's wrinkles, right? So I want to bring that into the photo. Wow. So I use the rice paper, add wrinkles, and then the banana would be the person.
Wow. It sounds like a lot of
That's what I'm saying. Like you said.
I feel like this type of work, you have to pay attention to details and think ahead.
Yeah.
This is.
I didn't think of half of the stuff.
Exactly.
Right, it looks like just
it's
food.
so easy.
Yeah. I think that's, I have to say, like, sometimes my mom would, like, I would show her the final photo, and then she'd be like, oh, this took you this long? I'm like, mother, you don't understand. Like, I've been standing on my feet the whole day trying to get this to, you know? But yeah, I mean, I get that, but I think that's the thing with art, right? Like, the artist knows what goes into it. Even like you guys with the podcast, you know how much work that goes into bringing this to life, right? And to stay consistent and do it all over again. And yeah, just it's part of the process. So this is the final. This is the final.
Oh.
So like it looks nice if you take it from this angle instead of going at it this way. So yeah, this
I see what you mean by the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fan being held up. Yeah, we're gonna show a photo of it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Clap it up, everyone. Clap it up.
So we like to do this segment called Pandora's Box, Mystery Box, and we'll have the guests answer a question from in here. Actually, let me shake it up real quick.
I didn't see anything. I did not see anything.
So we don't even know what's in here. Like,
oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have you take up a question and read it out loud.
Alright.
And then answer it.
Okay, how do you define success, and has that definition changed over time? How do you define success, and has that definition changed over time? Okay, that's cool. It has changed. So I think everybody has a different definition of what making it looks like for them. Mine has changed over seasons. I think I've always looked at like the billboards and the magazine covers and the money, the numbers, all of that is very, I think that is what society responds to, and you know, they refer to success. And those are all great, and I was at a point previously where I did also see those things as success. I wanted the recognition and everything, but I think today, with, you know, having gone through, I'm going to use the word entrepreneurship, with, you know, over the last eight years, having experienced the rejections and the frustrations and everything, and the good parts and everything that the entrepreneurship world brings. I think for me right now, what success means is when, at the end of the day, when my head hits the pillow, I want to be in so much peace that I don't really need to think about anything. So like, what I mean is like, I used to be a really big like journaler. Like I'd hit a coffee shop and like journal with like my $7 latte, or like I, you know, walk.
Starbucks?
No, like I'll do like really fancy cafes. And then, yeah, like go for a really long walk with like a podcast on like how to, you know, learning how to be successful, or like talk to somebody, talk to my mom, or talk to a friend. Like I would do all these things, and I would think like that means that I'm in a good place. But for me, over time, that actually means that I'm not in a good place, because if I feel the need to journal it or walk it off, or, you know, drink a coffee to forget about it, that means I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life, and something's wrong. And so that's when I know I need to kind of change something about my life. And so success to me today looks like peace. That I'm so in love with what I'm doing that I want to wake up every day.
So I had a question. So you mentioned those things being things that you do to kind of take your mind off of things.
Yeah.
I find that in some aspects, doing things that you appreciate helps you deal with stress.
Yeah.
do you think that still takes away from your idea of success, or would you like kind of think like those things help you decompress and like feel at ease?
I mean, everything I think you should do in moderation.
Yeah.
So if I'm like excessively just journaling,
So-
right? If I'm just constantly writing to-do lists and like this is how I'm gonna be successful and if it's too much at that point, I know something's off.
So that's what you're saying. You're doing it
Yeah,
excessively.
yeah.
Okay.
So like I think it feels good to write up a to-do list, right? It feels good to like manifest and like write up your goals. Like the
Yeah.
writing part is really easy and it feels really good. But when you do it too much, I think my point is like if you need that to push yourself out of bed every morning, if you need the morning routines, for example, like if you need to cold plunge and like 10K marathon and like, I don't know, birth 3 babies all by 10 a.m. It's like there's a lot of like unrealistic things that some people do. I'm not saying, if it works for you, it works for you, which is great.
Rituals.
But
Yeah.
if you need that to like push you out of bed, I think there's something that you need to kind of reevaluate about your life. I think when you care about something so deeply and you have a deeper why backing it up, I don't think that you need anything external to push you.
Mhm.
I think you kind of you automatically wake up earlier. You don't need the alarm. You don't need to snooze. You kind of just you can put in the long hours of work without really feeling like it's work. Yeah.
And then you don't want to like you said, you don't want to overanalyze yourself.
Yeah,
'Cause then you
because
start
then
doing
where
too
does it
much.
end?
Yeah.
Like it's nice to journal. I get that. I'm a big fan of journaling as well and writing your thoughts out. But I think as long as it's you're not forcing it and you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice to have. It can help, but I think when you like what you do, you can move the needle in your business without doing all of those things as well. At least for me.
So it sounds like it should be something that you want to do, opposed to something that you need to do.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could choose between living a long, ordinary life or a short life filled with distinction, which would you choose? I think a short life filled with distinction. I think that depends on what you define as ordinary. If the ordinary is like, the 9 to 5 and like the white picket fence and the kids, which is great. I think that's a
The
good
dog,
life.
yeah.
The dog, yes,
Yeah.
the dog is a must. That I think there's so much beauty in that, and I would want that for myself too. But I think I've always known that I want something. I want that, but also more. And a lot of my identity is tied to my work, which has its pros and cons, right? Like, like I said, when you're doing something with social media or something that involves metrics, then at that point, having your identity tied to it can really be not so good. It could take you down a really bad rabbit hole. But I would pick the short life if that means I can do something that is larger than life that also has an impact on other people. Something that I can use to give back to people. I'd rather just live 5 days and do something meaningful than
Then a long
long life where it's never ending. It's the same cycle. You wake up and you log into work, you log out of work, you go to sleep, and you repeat for what? Like you need the why.
You ever watched that movie, the Truman Show?
No.
Is it Adam?
Just let me forget his name. Jim Carrey.
Where it's
Carrey.
like they're recording him. I think in real time.
Yeah, like he's living life, but he's in a simulation,
Yeah.
and they're recording it like a TV show. You never watched that?
No.
Oh man,
It's a good movie.
that's what that reminded
That's
me
a great
of.
movie recommendation.
Oh, yeah,
I gotta write this
yeah.
Yeah,
down.
we definitely got to do a segment where we do movie scenes and like lists and stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta do that.
Yeah.
again.
You gotta do a
Useful,
top 10 list. Yeah.
But I did have a question for you. So you mentioned living a short life and having it be impactful, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say are 5 things that are on your bucket list currently?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a
You have
great
no
question.
such
Yeah, I see.
I think they're all kind of, so I would like to dedicate a chunk of my life or majority of my later life to, again, philanthropy, but I don't mean like donating to other organizations and watch them do. It's just more, I want to be able to get myself to a place where I can pull money out of my own wallet and then give and watch it happen. So like building a hospital, for example, I'd want to be on the ground, boots on the ground, kind of watch it happen type of thing. So that's like my end goal. So everything on my bucket list are, they're towards that in mind. I would like to make a lot of money, actually. As shallow as it sounds.
Don't we all?
But yes, but I think it's just with the end goal in mind. Like I would say if I can go in order, quit my 9-to-5 and build a way out of the 9-to-5 world. I am grateful for the job. It's given me a lot of opportunities and a lot of freedom, but I don't really see myself working for somebody else long term. So build a way out of the 9-to-5. Whether it's through art or a different medium, kind of get to a point where I can be financially free. And then I would like to work with, whether it's a reputable brand or somebody out there that is already making a big impact in the world positively to help people. Maybe a collaboration of that sort. Would love to be on a billboard or a magazine cover.
Yes.
So it's a mix of those things, but the end goal being financial freedom.
So there's no activities like skydiving or like, I don't know.
Oh, that's
like,
where you were going with that?
I mean,
Or bungee jumping.
I don't know that I could jump out of a plane. I wouldn't trust another human to land me to the ground. Activities? I don't know. I don't know that activities are on my bucket list, actually. It's just a lot more like
just like
building my life
career,
overall.
future stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? Let's answer that question too.
Me? That's a good question. Honestly, I've always wanted to like go to like Japan. Yeah. See Mount Fuji. That's on my bucket list. Go to Panama. It's more so traveling. Yeah, trying out food spots. That's how I love food. I don't know, making money too. Like I would have to say that's like another thing that's on my bucket list. Like kind of having this podcast be like a international media company, right?
Yeah.
So like we have other guests from different places come here, and
yeah, we could travel to them also.
vice versa. Because we already started doing the traveling, but we want it to be like, somebody from over there be like, okay, like we're in Toronto, where do we go?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe it's better podcast, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing on my bucket list. I think that's like 3 so far. 2 more. Honestly, I think I've always wanted to do like jumping out of a plane.
Yeah?
Like, I'm afraid of heights.
What stopped you? Oh, because
I'm
you're
afraid of heights.
Okay.
But like just the idea of free falling has always been
Yeah.
something that's on my mind. But at the same time, I'm like, if I die,
What if you don't? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't die, if you die, you won't know.
Yeah.
Oh man, you wouldn't. Oh,
But have you ever had those dreams where like you're thinking about falling off a building?
Yeah.
You never had any of
Or
those?
like you're actually sleeping and you feel like you fall out of bed.
Okay, something like that. Like I would hit my foot or something, and I'm just like.
Yeah. You feel like you're falling for a long time. Yeah, that happens to me.
I honestly,
I think that's your sign.
What?
If that's what you're dreaming about,
Yeah,
that's
you
your
might have to
sign
go
to
do
go
it.
skydiving.
Maybe. Like I've had some weird dreams, but I think that's it so far. I don't know if I have anything else on my bucket list. What about you?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, definitely skydiving. I feel like that's like on everyone's bucket list.
Yeah.
Just because it's so out there and crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry.
Go ahead,
one
go
more. Leaving like the planet.
Oh, you want to go out of space?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't
Kids
trust
getting
it.
even out of space it took 2 hours.
Like
I don't trust it.
I want to feel zero gravity. Like,
Oh.
but like in real
Yeah.
zero gravity, not this artificial zero gravity. I think that'd be so dope.
It would.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little too much for me. Skydiving's enough, I guess. Yeah, because falling out of the orbit in a rocket, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. I think getting up there is fine, but coming back,
Yeah.
I still feel like that'd be scary. Cause you ever see those videos of like rocket going up and it's like all those debris coming from it?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So imagine coming back, you're like a rock, like you drop. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, I would say skydiving for one. I don't even like roller coasters or anything, so I don't even know why skydiving's on my list.
You
but
don't like roller
I
coasters?
don't. I don't.
Me
So you never
neither.
been to like Wonderland?
I've been on the rides,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Oh, but you just don't like it.
I'd rather not, you know.
Yeah.
I'll go with my nieces
You're fine
because,
about it.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
show like, hey, I'll be here, I'll wait on you. But
For moral support.
yeah, exactly.
Emotional support.
Exactly, I'll be there for you. But yeah, getting on the rides, not the biggest fan. Skydiving. For some reason, I want to go horseback riding in the desert.
Camel riding.
Yeah, camel riding, all that type of stuff.
Dubai.
Yeah. I don't know why that seems fun to me, but it does. What else? Yeah, I want to do a world trip.
Yeah.
Like,
World tour.
yeah, a nice world tour where I get to, like, majority of the major countries, I want to, make a stop and see what they look like. What's that, 3? Man,
It's hard. I should have said 3 instead of 5.
I know, this is hard to
I don't like my answers anymore.
And yeah, like, I'll go career-wise. Like, I would definitely love for the podcast to grow in the way that we imagine it. I would love for this to be the only thing that I do
to
generate my income, because, like, yeah, going to work and all that, I could easily find a job doing simple careers and stuff, but this is actually fun to me. This is actually like when we say we have a show to do, I'm excited. I'm like, okay, let's get ready, let's do this, let's do that. So yeah, if we could turn this into our main money maker and it's consistent, yeah, I would love that. What else?
There's like a particular person you would like to see. I was thinking about that too. I'm like,
a person?
yeah.
Nah,
that would have to be on your bucket list too. Like,
nah, cause it's like at this point in life, I felt like that when I was younger, but like now I want people to see me. So it's like
You
you're trying to be on somebody else's bucket list.
Yeah, you want to be on their bucket list.
So then that could be your bucket list.
Okay, let's add that.
My bucket list is to be on somebody else's bucket list.
Yeah. There we go.
Bucket list.
Oh man.
So we talk about a lot of bullshit, but we talk about a lot of real shit at the same time. So let's get into it. How's your mental health?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Let's do based on this past week.
Yeah, like let's see, like how did your past week go? And like how did it affect your mental health?
It was busy. I don't know that it affected my mental health. I will say I was pretty hyped about coming here today.
Good.
It is my first podcast, so that kind of, when you have something that you're really excited to and look forward to, that kind of shaped your mental health for the week. So I would say that was me. So yeah, it was pretty good this week. But I will say I did have some hesitations on coming on because I didn't know if I had the qualifications. But I think, like, when I thought about it longer, I think the perspective that I can bring is what it's like to, because I haven't made it yet. I have started, so I'm kind of in this middle ground of like it's really muddy. Yeah. And so I think that's the perspective I could bring. But yeah, there was a little bit of imposter syndrome there. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. Yeah.
But it's like, that's why I like to tell people with this, where you're beginning your journey. Yeah. It's like, in a few years, you're gonna be able to look back on this and be like, wow, that's where I was at with it.
Yeah.
And so we could, one of these days, we'll do a full circle moment and catch her when she's, big and popping on the billboards,
Hey, don't forget the little people.
Yeah. We're gonna do a spin around.
When Drake buys my art.
Exactly.
So, what role has art played in your mental health journey so far?
I think, like I said, like during COVID, it was just, it gave me a lot of structure at a time. Structure was like the least common. It also started as a creative outlet that turned into something much bigger. And I think, I turned to the camera at all times when the days were tough. So yeah, it played a big role. So
like emotionally, like, you're like on an upper mood-wise or you're on a downer mood-wise, would you say your art is affected by those mood switches, or? I think they feed each other in a way. No pun intended. Yeah. There's been moments where, so a lot of my work is like in series, so like
the avocado, the banana, and then there was like a broccoli in a bathtub. So that's like a whole series. And like the way that they started wasn't, I wouldn't say, I didn't go into it with like I want to make a 3-part or a 5-part series. It was just like I made one photo and I felt so good about it and I was so hyped about it that I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I went to do another one. So like in that scenario, it was the emotions kind of made me keep going. And then on the other end of the spectrum, I've had days where I would plan a shoot and then I don't really feel up to it when I wake up, but then I kind of push through it anyways, because my whole thing is like I operate with the idea of like the future Dulanji is coming. So like tomorrow when I wake up, would I regret not giving it my best today?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, which it mostly is, I would kind of push myself through it. And so I end up doing the shoot anyways, and then as I'm like touching the food and like, you know, doing all these things that I just did, I'll kind of get the excitement back.
Yeah.
And then I'll end up making something better than what I had originally planned.
So you mentioned the future you.
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit. So if you can go back and give your younger self one piece of mental health advice, what would it be?
I think to not worry so much and to trust the process, but I hate that whole trusting the process thing because it's like because it's like when you're in the process and it's not really work. Like, how do you trust the process when you haven't seen it work? Is the question.
You gotta enjoy the journey.
But yeah, but when I look back, I think a lot of the things that I either worried about or I really wanted to happen has happened.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well maybe I didn't have to think about it as much as I did when I was younger, type of thing. But yeah, I think the dots will connect eventually. I think Steve Jobs said it, right? Like, you look back and the dots will somehow connect. And I think that's what I would, if I could, I think to know then what I know now would be a whole different story. But yeah, to trust the process as much as I hate it. Yeah, because the process will work.
One
Just
day.
in the moment, yeah.
I feel like your younger self probably would hate me
Oh yeah,
for saying,
no.
I know that, come on.
Give me something better.
Yeah, you know more to work with. But yeah, I, honestly, even me personally, I hate hearing that, but like I know the power of it and just like the power of being patient. You know,
Yeah.
and staying consistent and being patient. So.
Yeah.
You got any questions?
What do you think is the biggest misconception about mental health?
I think even today it's not talked about enough. There's a lot of stigma around it, even though we do see a lot more awareness being raised in social media and things like that. The misconception is that it only happens to a certain population, but I think every single human on a daily basis we experience it, just to different degrees, right? Some people a little bit more, some people a little bit less, some people, you know, are able to have a better handle on it. But I think it's just the fact that the population is small and that not everybody's impacted. Like, you won't know if you're at work and the person sitting beside you could be having a tough day, but you might not think of it as mental health. You'll just say, you know, you're just having a bad day, and then you kind of walk away. But I think if you kind of look at it through the lens of mental health, you could be of better assistance to that person and kind of, you know, make their day.
Yeah.
So would you say that like everybody should be like equipped with being, I would say emotionally intelligent to other people?
Yeah.
Because I feel like essentially that's what mental health is when you're treating somebody else, just being emotionally intelligent and being empathetic to how they're, like, what they're feeling, what they're going through.
Yeah, for sure. I think. Ask that differently.
Sorry, so it was, I was trying to word it as a question, but it ended up coming off as a statement. But yeah, no, it's just a statement basically. I feel like being emotionally intelligent will help you deal with that.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like, I mean, empathy plays a big role, right? You have to be able to put yourself in the other person's shoes and see where they're coming from. Sometimes it's difficult because you won't know. You're not really, you know, you're not in the same environment as that person, so you can't really fully understand. But yeah, empathy does play a big role.
Okay.
For sure.
But any last questions before we wrap up? Any questions for us?
You have any questions?
What advice would you give your younger self?
I don't want to say trust the process.
Yeah, no.
I want to say, I'd have to say enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, we go through so much stuff in life that like, we don't like realize going back how much that affected us now. So like, for instance, like certain trials and tribulations that we go through, like, let's say 2 to 3 or 5 years or whatever, you laugh at it because it's like, yo, like, I can't believe I went through that and I made it out of it, right? So like, I kind of look at it as, yo, I went through some bullshit then, now like, I can appreciate it. So me going forward into the future, I should just appreciate everything I'm going through, try to see that the light at the end of the tunnel, and realize that it's temporary, not like permanent.
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell my younger self. Just enjoy the journey and also just understand that things are not permanent.
Yeah.
Wow. I would tell myself to stay out of your head so much. Like,
Yeah.
because I found myself when I was younger, I used to like think too hard about things
Yeah.
to the point where like I'll talk myself out of doing something.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
like for instance, if I get an opportunity to be a part of anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll try to outweigh the pros and cons, but by the time I get through
The
the
time's
process,
passed.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I should have been made my decision. So it's
Yeah.
like I'll tell myself to stay out of your head so much and kind of just go with the flow more.
Yeah.
You know? And then I think that's the best advice I could give myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, go with the flow.
So it's been a pleasure to have you. The demonstration was fire. This is, like I said, this is our
Thank you so
first
much.
for us. So like, good job. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, but do you have anything upcoming for like the viewers to know or to look out for?
Not for this year, no, not right now. I have to say this year's been a little bit of a weird space for me. I've hit burnout in a way that I never have.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken a lot of the things that I've done this year has just been things that has come my way, whereas up until like last year, I was opening my own doors. So I have taken it slow this year, so I don't have anything coming up
Wait, so
right
question.
now. Yeah.
You were at the art exhibition, right?
Yes.
Like, did you open that door or did that door open for you?
No, they reached out. They sent an
Oh.
email. They like commented on one of my photos and sent an email. I never thought about doing a show. Like I never thought about printing my work. I didn't know that there was an audience for it, at least for the type of work that I produce. I just thought it was just a social media thing and like working with brands on digital content.
Yeah.
So this was a whole new thing, and it was a process trying to figure out all the pieces. But once I did the show, I just felt like it was one of the best things that happened to me.
Yeah.
Because that was, I think, the first time where I interacted with people in real life and they were commenting and giving me feedback on the work, whereas prior to that it was just the comments of like, oh, this is so cute, or like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot more deep, meaningful conversations at the art show that happened that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But it was incredible.
Would you do another exhibition like that?
I would love to. Yeah, maybe like bigger print sizes. Yeah, something
So
like
you
that.
could
Because this
really
was like
see-
I didn't even think anyone would buy, to be honest. Like I was like, no one's gonna buy. I was just happy to be there. And then I did sell like 3 pieces, and I was
I mean,
like,
that's
oh my
something,
god,
yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
god. Like I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do like bigger pieces, and I'm now thinking more of like applying to art shows.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a new world.
You definitely should. I think it works.
Yeah.
I think it works.
And they brought you here, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. Yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, like I was saying, it's been a pleasure to have you. Tell people where they can find you.
I'm on social media. The handle is at HomemadeMart, HOMEMADEMART. Can't spell. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Alright, yeah. That's been our podcast. Maybe get better podcast.
Yes.